So recently, and by recently I mean several months ago because I have had this written for months and just now got around to reading this, both YouTube and Twitter decided I like watching 4chan stories. If you don't know what 4chan is, basically imagine your average leftist, atheist redditor. Overweight, smug, neckbeard, fedora, calls God Sky Daddy and acts like it debunks God's existence. And worst of all, they think they're the smartest person in the room. Now imagine everything I just said, but they're a conservative instead of a liberal. I would go into detail about how bad some of the things they've wrote are, but one, I don't really want to go back and read it again, and two, my grandparents might watch this. But one thing kept coming to mind whenever I read these stories. Nobody has ever told these people, hey, buddy, maybe you shouldn't do any of this. Now, talking to non-political people at my college, a lot of people say live and let live, which is completely stupid. I'm bad at transitioning, so let's talk about why it's stupid. First of all, this argument stems from the belief that if it's not hurting anybody else, then go ahead and do it. In other words, stealing and murder hurt others, so don't do that. But having premarital consensual sex is perfectly fine because it hurts nobody but yourself. You hear that last part, right? Nobody but yourself. This is where the problem comes from. Everybody, everywhere, all at once, want to engage in self-destructive behaviors. This is a major problem when nobody in your life, except maybe one random guy online with only one like on his comment, are telling you that what you're doing will destroy you. It's like, if I were going to microwave a fork, nothing else. I just want to microwave a fork. Maybe I microwave my fork often. Maybe this is my first time. Would you stop me? According to Live and Let Live, there's nothing you can do about me putting a fork in my microwave, even if you know it's bad for me. Another problem is that our decisions don't just affect ourselves, but the people around us as well. If I microwaved a fork, it would not only break my microwave, but also break my family's microwave because me and my family share a microwave. On a more realistic note, many people fall into debt, and unless they have life insurance, which is a relatively new concept in human history, who do you think pays that debt when they die? Also, what about taking your own life? Pretty horrible thing, right? But live and let live, you do you. If you feel no hope, I'm not gonna stop you from getting the rope. You see how that's a problem? Nothing we do just affects ourselves, so the logic that live and let live is justified by doesn't even hold ground. Finally, the Bible literally says something about this. Ezekiel 3:18-21 says, "When I say to a wicked person, you will surely die, and you do not warn them or speak out to dissuade them from their evil ways in order to save their life, that wicked person will die for their sin, and I will hold you accountable for their blood. But if you do warn the wicked person, and they do not turn from their wickedness or their evil ways, they will die for their sin, but you will have saved yourself." Again, when a righteous person turns from their righteousness and does evil, and I put a stumbling block before them, they will die. Since you did not warn them, they will die for their sin. The righteous things that person did will not be remembered, and I will hold you accountable for their blood. But if you do warn the righteous person not to sin, and they do not sin, they will surely live, because they took warning, and you will have saved yourself. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say, so, goodbye.